So I know that many of my subscribers couldn't wait for me to talk about this. And trust me, I couldn't wait to talk about it either. But you already know when it comes to something like this, I always wait to see when the ball drops. And they were actually kind of quick with giving this information out, because sometimes they wait a little bit longer. So over the weekend, I believe it was on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, there was a shooting at a garlic festival in Gilroy, California. I believe that's the name of the city, because it was called the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Before I even get into this, what is it with Palm Colored and their obsession behind rioting at a pumpkin festival? I'm trying to figure out how in the world that is even possible. Like, it's just a festival that you're just coming there to admire a giant orange crop, eat some pumpkin pie, or maybe look at a sculpture made out of pumpkins. Nah, they gotta take the pumpkins, toss them around like they're a hot potato. It was even some pictures where some things was on fire. Like, I don't know how in the world that even happened, but I remember vividly when that occurred. But then again, these are the same group of people that will riot a win. If y'all remember when the Philadelphia Eagles won their championship, the first championship ever, there was some crazy stuff going on then. And I kid you not, when I found out it was somebody there actually eating horse crap, because they have those horses up there, I kid you not, I was like, yeah, like they are a different breed of being, quote unquote. So getting into this, there was this shooting that occurred at this festival, and the shooter has been identified as Santino William Legan, or Legan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. It's either Legan or Legan, because I haven't listened to any news reports actually pronouncing his name. And he's 19 years old. He looks a little bit older than 19. I wouldn't have guessed 19. And like I've always told you, it doesn't take much for Palm Color to want to do what they do when it comes to something like this. All that has to happen is the day ending in Y, and Sunday ends in what letter? Y. The word day ends with the letter Y. That's all it takes. Now I'm going to go ahead and read this article, because I believe there was some more additional information that came out about this, because this guy killed a few people, and he ended up his youngest victim was a little boy. I believe the boy was 3, if I'm not mistaken. He was a little boy, definitely under the age of 10. And I saw the picture of the boy, like, it's wild. Okay. The 19-year-old who police say turned an assault weapon on festival goers here was known as a quiet teen. And I noticed they're calling him a teen, but I could have sworn that, after 18, they're considered an adult, but whatever. From an athletic family who stayed out of trouble, neighbors say Monday. See, they're trying to lighten this up when it occurred, when it comes to him. But there clearly was another side to Santino William Legan, or Legan, one that motivated him to dress in fatigues, cut his way through a fence, and police say to kill 3 people, including a 13-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy. Okay, he was 6, not 3. And wound at least a dozen others at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. It was that side that appears to mirror the since deleted Instagram account of Legan's name. The postings, which included a photo of the festival, urged people to read a book that argues power alone can establish moral right. The book, Might Makes Right, was published in the late 1800s, and in a posting just before the attack, Legan account said, "A garlic festival time and come get wasted on overpriced stuff." But I think he said shit, to be honest, but I think they put stuff there to censor the article. When asked whether the gunman had any prior run-in with the police, Gilroy Police Chief Scott Smithy said only that detectives are investigating Legan's background. His weapon, identified by federal authorities as a variant of an AK-47 assault rifle, was purchased in Nevada, where Legan apparently had an apartment. Legan is originally from Gilroy, the chief said. A gun seller in Fallon, Nevada, posted a note apologizing to families for having sold the weapon to Legan. "I did not know this individual," said the posting on the Big Mike's Gun and Ammo page on Facebook. "He ordered the rifle off of my internet page. When I did see him, he was acting happy and showed no reasons for concern. I would never sell any firearm to anyone who acted wrong or looks associated with any bad group like white power. Everyone is my brother and sister, and I'm mourning for their families. The post was signed Mike. Those who knew Santino's family say they would have no suspicion a mass shooter would have been in their midst until police came banging on the door of the family home at 11 p.m. Sunday. Hours earlier, police say Santino had attacked the 3-day festival that attracted up to 100,000 people. My dad was in the backyard feeding the cats when he heard Gilroy Police Department open up, coming from the Legan family home, said Andrew Sanchez, age 19, who lives close enough to see into the Legan's family yard. Legan and his two brothers hailed from a family known for its love of athletics. The family was so involved in boxing that they had a ring set up in the garage of their 2-story home, said neighbor Elia Schettrini. I probably messed up her name, but it sounds Italian. Age 65, a retired Gilroy High School teacher who lives 2 doors away in a quiet neighborhood about 4 miles from the shooting scene. She says she's seen Santino and his brothers biking or jogging around the neighborhood. Legan was not a troublemaker in high school, where she taught literature in Spanish until 2017. Though he was never in any of her classes at school, you know who are the bad kids, said Schettrini, and he was not one of them. The star boxer in the Legan family, who was Santino's older brother Rosino, neighbor Larry Soto, age 59, said he had donated to the brothers' boxing career. Let me keep on going. Let's see. I'm trying to get to because it seemed like they just keep talking about the good stuff that he did. I'm trying to it's certain parts that I need to address when it comes to this individual. Okay, so I left off the little glamorous part because they just went in there and started talking about his family history, and we don't really care about that. We want to talk about the guy who is the killer, and that's really what we're here for. So, thanks to Caressa McKnight, I was sent this article from heavy.com, which of course, you know, whenever something like this happens, they always have that 5 facts that you need to know about a person. So I'm going to just scroll down here and just talk about more so what he did. It says that he injured 12 people. He left 3 dead. And it says the suspected shooter, Legan, was killed by the police. Oh, well, that's interesting, because I didn't know that he was dead. I thought they took him in. But let me know down in the comments. Was there another shooter? Because I was hearing conflicting reports whether or not it was if he acted alone or if there was somebody else. It says the dead include 6-year-old Steven Romero. It says the 2 others killed are Kayla Salazar, age 13, and Trevor Irby, a recent college graduate. Now, let me get down to the 5 parts. I'll leave the link to this article in the description if you want to continue reading the rest of that part. But I really want to get to the 5 facts about this guy. The first one says Legan, who identifies as being Italian and Iranian descent, because I said these names sound Italian, posted on Instagram before the shooting. The account was removed, but Heavy obtained screenshots. Let's see what else here. It says Legan's family, his family. We don't care about that part. Let's keep on scrolling down, because there was something else in here that I really want to point out. It says he armed with a rifle that he purchased legally. We already read that part in the previous article. It says he was shot by police just minutes after the first shots rang out, sending panicked festival goers racing towards an exit into hiding. And the last part, it says that as soon as Legan saw his officers, he fired at them and they fired back with handguns versus an assault rifle, killing him and saving countless lives. So, well, the good thing is that he's not alive, that they got him. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, that he also had ties to some white supremacist groups, which if he did, I would not be in the least bit surprised, because many of them tend to lean towards stuff like that in the first place. Like I said, the only thing that's good that really came out of this is the fact that this guy was not taken in alive, because I swear to God, I thought that he probably was. So reading that he was not taken in is a good thing, because too many times you have shootings like this that happen. No, let them just walk away from this, or walk away in cuffs at the very least. But like I said, mass shootings will continue to happen, and this didn't happen on the school grounds. So like I said, and when I talked about the last mass shooting, I said, school is out, so we probably won't hear about some mass shootings, that they'll be few and far in between unless they happen at a summer school. And look at where we are at the end of July, which is about a month before most kids start to get ready to go back to school. Unless you're in college, you have like a couple weeks, maybe at that. And who knows what's going to happen. And here we go. And it happened at a festival, a garlic festival of all places. Like I said, because the day ends with the letter Y, that's all that matters. At least with him not being alive, they can't go with the whole mental illness thing. But you saw what those articles tried to do. They kept trying to show light or shed light on the fact that he came from a huge boxing family. I don't care if he came from the womb of Mary herself. The guy is still a terrorist, which, by the way, they did not call him that. When I was skimming through them articles, they didn't say that this was a terroristic act, but we know why that is. But I'm going to say it. The guy was a terrorist. This was a terroristic act where many people got injured and a few people died. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I will talk to you in the next one.